If you could do it all again, would you marry for love or would you marry for money?
I would definitely marry for money, where the money resides.
Yes. How did my dad approach you and win you over? Say mighty mutsana 5 o'clock.
Yeah, he sets my body in motion. He knows how to turn things up. And he knows what gets me going.
Hi loves, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome your fave. Today I am turning my mom into me. Say hi, mom.
Hi.
You people hate me because I asked you to ask me questions to ask my mom, and you just want her either to slap me or beat me or... Okay, I'm gonna try and do her eyebrows. I'm very bad at doing other people's eyebrows, but this is me getting out of the frame, and I'm just gonna be doing her makeup, so she's gonna be answering the questions. Your first question is, okay, let's start with the light questions, at least so I can have some footage. Right, so your first question is, how do you balance husband, kids, formal job, side hustle, and the household?
It's difficult, very difficult. But I try to fit all those programs into a time management schedule where when I get home after work, I just forget about work and then concentrate on the family, the husband, and the kids. Fortunately, all the children are grown. Here and there, the grandchildren are there. But one of the things suffers. I can't give everything 100% of me, but I try. It's not easy though.
Mom took a time management course. That's why her first answer was time management. Okay, the next question. I'm looking for the not so hard ones. At least we'll have eyebrows here. Oh. Okay, this one. Yakanzi mazuva avo vakomana vaita zvemagames here or zvakunyanya these days?
Zvanga zviriko. Asi because tansana social media, some of the things become prominent now because pane social media. Otherwise zvanga zviriko kudhara.
Okay. I don't know how to do. Okay, I'm gonna do this eyebrow off camera and come back.
Zvimwe zvaita kuti nguva yekudhara zvive nani yanga iri yekuti mhuri dzedu, kuti munhu aite zvinhu zvisina basa, mhuri yake yanga isingamusapoti. Zviya zvekuti munhu aitozomanikidzwa kuti aite the right thing. So mafamily values aibatsira kare as well. Unlike izvinoko kuti, vamwe havatoteereri vabereki and they don't care.
The next question was, do you appreciate that we're from different generations, especially fashion-wise?
We appreciate, although it's difficult to accept, very difficult.
Please close your eyes. You can answer whilst your eyes are closed.
Okay. You find some of the dressing, you wouldn't imagine yourself in the kind of clothes your child will be wearing. And when you meet somebody's child in the street, or we actually discuss it as parents at times, kuti komai vakamusiya achibuda akadaro sei. When you look at the kids, they are comfortable, but for us, it gives us so much discomfort.
But on that, I want to ask something. Fashion, right, is recycled.
Oh, yes.
Is it that we have changed completely? Or is it that maybe when you were growing up, it was there and it was acceptable, but once you get older, it's different?
In a way. But you see, the fashion these days, at times, what can I say? I'm looking for a word to use.
She's looking for a nice word.
It's out of this world. Yes, we know, like mini skirts were there.
Crop tops?
Crop tops.
Were they there?
No.
Ah.
Yes, you'd have straps on your tops, you know.
Okay.
But, we wouldn't leave much of the tummy out.
I see. Okay.
And the stretch material.
That's different.
This fashion is now different.
But I think, and I agree with you, I think that now people are making quantity clothes and not quality clothes. That's why most of this material is either stretch material or flimsy material, and it is, how can I in Shona Tinote now hunu. Or how can I say it in English?
It's not very decent.
Yeah, it's not decent. It's not. Because we might have had the same fashion, like remember that picture of you in a jumpsuit. I can have a jumpsuit, but my jumpsuit will be a different material, and so it won't be decent. I think that's also another contribution as well. Yeah, I think so. Because when I look at the quality of your clothes, it's completely different, and it brings some sort of decency, I think. Disclaimer, guys, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't know how to do makeup on anyone else than myself. So I'm just trying here. Mama, can we win with mascara?
No.
No. Okay, let's move on to foundation. The next question is, what's your advice to young girls who are looking for the right person to marry?
My advice is take time to know the person and then observe that person's behavior. Enough time will give you, what can I say, will assist you in making the right choice. It's not all about money, but you will know with time that this is the right person for you.
Someone else asked something similar, but it's more directed to you. But I feel like the way you answer that question, it's answering the question. So recently, amongst our generation, on social media, there's been a debate about marrying for love or marrying for money.
Okay.
So someone asked you, if you could do it all again, would you marry for love or would you marry for money?
I would definitely marry for love, I mean. For love. Definitely for love. Although I love money. That's why the money was coming out. But love, definitely.
Okay. Right. We're moving on to the harder ones. How did my dad approach you and win you over?
That's the most difficult question. Oh my God.
It's not, believe me, they're more difficult ones coming.
What happened was, when I saw him, I think deep down, I also was admiring him. So I think it was easy when he approached me. Because I didn't even take time to say no.
Ah, I see. Okay, so do you remember how he approached?
He asked for assistance. He asked for assistance. And then when I assisted him, then we started talking.
Oh, how and where did he ask for assistance? What type of I'm trying to see if my father had game.
I was still in school.
Oh, so he was asking for school assistance. I see. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Right. The next question. They're getting harder and harder.
I hope the other ones are few.
No, they're few. Hanzi zona mudara. Mangwari first choice here. And why?
I want to understand the question. First choice, you were saying, was he the first one? Or were they many?
Yeah, maybe you had a lot of suitors. So was he the first choice out of your suitors, and why?
He was my first choice. But for me to explain why, there are some characteristics that you just pick from a person's behavior.
I see, okay.
And the appearance as well.
My father was a good dresser.
He was. And to me, he was very handsome.
Okay.
And I think we had quite a lot in common. We had quite a lot in common. So,
okay.
That's the right one.
Right. Now, the next one is, how many boyfriends did you have before marriage?
3.
Okay, I think we're almost out of questions. We have only 3 left. They're not bad. No, the other ones are not bad. They're asking on behalf of me. They said, do you ever regret beating me? My mom used to beat me a lot.
I did. Especially when she was in secondary school. So I don't regret. Because at that time I felt that was the right thing to do. And when I look at your behavior now, I feel
it worked.
It worked.
It did.
Yeah?
I agree with you.
So,
I actually agree with you. One thing I also want to, let me just come in and say this. Right. I was having this discussion with one of my friends, right? Now that we're older and we've gone through a bit of life, right? And we're saying how when we're growing up, we have more tension with our mothers. And then when we're almost grown up, we become very close. Because we tend to understand why you made the decisions you made. It was not... like when we're younger, we think that, okay, you're trying to stop us from having fun, you're trying to stop us from living life. But as we grow older and then we start understanding the reasons why you did what you did. I gave an example of when we were growing up. I have 3 older sisters. We were not allowed to go and play outside the gate. We were not allowed to go for movies. We were not allowed to sleep over at our cousins' places, right? But our cousins could come and sleep over at our place, right? And I then understood later on, when you start hearing stories about molestation, when you start hearing stories about children being stolen in the streets, that at that time, yes, I want to go and play outside in the street, but you're doing it as a protective measure, right? And then we also had the discussion that maybe the parenting style that you guys had was fear, and no explanation.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it's because that's how you were brought up as well, right? But then when you grow older and then you have your grandkids, and I noticed this with my grandparents, right? It is fear and explanation.
Okay.
So now with you and Matipa and Juanita, and it's don't do that because you will get hurt. With us, it was don't do that, I will hit you. Right. So I think that's I don't know why it then develops into that with the grandchildren. Yeah, but I think that works. My opinion is that works better, especially with like this younger generation. It's fear and explanation. So because they reason a lot more than we do. Like Matipa, Mnashe, they reason a lot more than we do. So just telling them no is kind of why not? But no, Matipa, don't do this because you're going to get hurt. Oh, he'll reason, okay, I actually don't want to get hurt. Let me not do it.
And for us, it was also a learning curve. Yeah. It was something new. And all you wanted was to, to protect your children. Yeah. So as we grow older, we also learn a lot of things. So we become better.
They become a lot more lenient. I always look at my mom and the way she relates to her grandchildren. I'm like, is this mom really? The mother I knew would have never let you do that. Okay, the next one is, at what point did you see me as a grown lady and not a child?
Okay.
This is when I want to come in.
Yes. When you went for your first degree at UZ, when I saw you were responsible and hardworking. It was different from the secondary education order that I knew. Then I knew, you had matured.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, the last question. And because it's long, I'm going to finish up her makeup with the last question. So the last question is, Mombeye humai iri necessary here. Right.
Okay.
Let me translate. In our culture, I think both Shona and Ndebele culture, we pay lobola. And as part of that lobola, there is a cow, which in the olden times was a cow, physical form, and now it can be a cow physical form or no. Yama inotsika.
Inotsika, but at times if
it's mandatory form, it's okay.
It depends on her choice.
I see.
She can actually get the money and then go and buy or buy something. Things are changing.
I see. Yeah. So before yama yaifano kutsika. My understanding is kuremekedza mai. But I'm not too well versed in it, but I think you can explain better.
Okay. My explanation is my understanding. Okay. It's kuremekedza mai in a way. Because Mkwasharku is appreciating that you gave him a wife. So that's my understanding. Not knowing, how it came up.
Okay.
Because I know the father is also given his, and this particular one is for the mother. And she also, the reason why they were saying inotsika, because yaizobereka mombe iyi handika.
Oh yes.
Ende vanhu vaizoita yaizoitwa iti mombe yemadiro, like vanhu vofara, you know, vachicelebrate nehama dzavo mai.
Mombe yemadiro yange iri yaizobuda from inotsika iri.
That's my understanding.
I see.
Nozo inenge yaberekwa saka handisi kwezourayiwa iyi iri kana
kuti the one yaberekwa. I see.
But kuti vanhu vanozofara nehama dzavo.
Interesting. Let me throw in a few more. Say mighty mutsana 5 o'clock.
Inini, as I was growing up, taitokura zvichinzi munhu womusikana habudirwe nezuva akarara. Mantika? And you know, as I was ndakutoshanda pana ndakuita a time management, it also came up.
Came back, yeah.
Kunzi, if you sleep for too long, you overcharge the battery. Antika? So if you do things to an extreme, if you wake up early, you actually, what can I say? Your mind is fresh, and you are also energetic in the morning. So you can do a lot, you know, early in the morning. So that's the reason why we used to wake you up, because I also grew up like that. Because when you see that even if you wake up, for example, you wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, you'll be tired.
Yes, true.
So that's why we used to wake you up early. We wanted to train you.
I see. I agree with that. Now, whether I have an alarm or not, I wake up at the same time, just before 6. It's not 5 for me. I wake up just before 6 because I start work at about 9 o'clock. Unfortunately enough, I'm in a country where work starts at 9. But I have to wake up early so I can go to the gym, make breakfast, get ready, and get to work. And actually waking up earlier makes me a lot more productive because I've done the bulk of the things that are not work related before I even get to work. And I don't know, I think what you said, that's how you grew up. I'm also going to pass that down to my children because I think it's more productive. And I like how you brought in the time management when you're doing that time management course, because that's a Western course. But it also ties into African tradition, so there's something there.
It does.
There's actually something there.
And there's also one thing that, you know, if you wake up like to clean the house, there won't be much movement of other people, your dad, other visitors. So by the time they wake up, you'll be through with the cleaning. And, you know, it's less stressful that way than to start cleaning when people are moving up and down.
Okay. This one is a burning one because we've had burning discussions about this. How do you feel about gender roles in terms of work around the house, especially cooking, with boys cooking, boys cleaning, yes, them helping out with things inside the house?
Okay. I feel boys should equally do all the chores that the girls do. But I've noticed in our house, when my husband is there, say your father is there, he doesn't want the boys to do the other chores in the house. He wants the boys to be outside. But when he's not there, definitely the boys will do the other chores in the house.
I agree with you so much because Now, when I moved away, right? I grew up in a house full of girls, so I didn't see it as I was growing up. But when I now moved away, I was staying with a boy.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
He didn't know how to cook. He hardly knew how to clean after himself. At least there was a laundry machine. But I feel like it crippled him. And I think that if someone is learning as they grow up, it's an advantage to them because there is going to come a point in time where they have to do things for themselves. And if they don't know how to make a simple meal that they can actually eat and enjoy, or have a clean home, I think, I think it's, like you said, it's a cultural thing, and it depends on how people grow up. But I think it's an advantage if both boys and girls do everything.
Correct.
Like I said, I grew up in a house full of girls, but I was the boy of the house. I'm the one who did all the electricals.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the one who would maybe help dad in the garden. I was the boy of the house. So I don't see anything wrong with a lady, a woman, a girl doing boys' chores. So I think it should be equal all around. That's what I think. So me and mom agree. Any other thing that you want to tell my generation that we didn't ask? Because I'm out of questions.
I feel both girls and... Are you boys or girls? Ladies.
Ladies, young adults.
Young adults, yeah. We must be able to learn to do everything. This is coming from the last question that you have just asked me. We need to know everything, because I'll give an example of a boy child. If a boy child doesn't cook, doesn't wash, that boy will get married. It means that boy is never going to assist the wife when the wife falls sick, when the wife needs help. The same applies to the girl child. If the girl child is not doing any chores in the house because you have got help, when that girl child gets married, there is the mother-in-law. I know you can have a choice of not staying with the mother-in-law, but there's a time at least that you are going to stay with the mother-in-law. Us mother-in-laws, we want a good product. When a daughter-in-law comes into my house, I expect someone who can do what I expect. The general things, cooking, cleaning, and all. If, as a mother, I'm not going to produce a good product, but I expect a good product from another mother, I don't think that is fair. So, as a girl child as well as a young adult, you must also do your best. Be somebody who is able to do all the basics on your own. As much as we have technology, things that assist us in cleaning, but be able to cook, to clean the house, and do the other chores. That's my advice.
My camera cut off, but I had asked her about what she thinks about education, employment, and hustling.
I don't know where I'd left off, but I think I was explaining that formal employment is good. It gives you discipline, experience. It's very good. But you also need to hustle. Not during working hours, of course, but when you leave work, you need to do something that gives you extra income. I'll quote examples. I'm sure you've heard your grandparents, your grandfathers, your fathers, if they've retired. We hear stories that, once a person retires, normally they don't live very long. It's because the pension is not enough to sustain your living after retirement. And when you were working, usually at the end of the month, you won't have any extra income. Most of the time, you actually be looking forward to the next payday. It's because you'll be broke. So if you don't have anything that you are doing on the after work to get extra income, it means you can't survive when you retire. Companies are downsizing, you know. Good example is during this COVID-19 pandemic period. Most people who are not going to work are not getting salaries. Some are lucky because they continue to get paid even if they are at home. But you actually realize that if you don't work and if you don't have anything else that you are doing, you won't survive. So it's good. I don't know if I've answered that whole question. But I really encourage people to do something that will assist in getting extra income. It can be farming, it can be selling some things, but you just have to do something that will give you an extra dollar. And for those who are in formal employment, some are lucky to have company cars, company houses, but all those things go with the office. Once you leave the office, you won't have anything. So people shouldn't get carried away with those things.
Where do they need to be, Mom?
Where the money resides.
Yes. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and help me say thank you to your fave. She took over my channel when I came home. No one was commenting about me. Everyone was commenting about her. I got a little bit jealous. But I had to bring her back. Thank you so much for joining me, Mom.
Okay.
And thank you for the advice and the laughs.
It was very nice.
Thank you.
Being able to communicate with your friends. I hope I answered the questions well.
I think you did.
Okay.
Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and also share. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.